Alright, here we go again. Let's try this one more time. Alright, everyone's been tagged. Alright. Welcome to my humble abode.
Yes, we are welcome, and we are going to be interviewing MStyleZ as we speak. Young bean girl. Something, I don't even know the names we should be calling you, but give me just 1 second. So this is Feature Streets, episode 1.
Oh shoot, I got number 1.
You got the pilot.
I got the pilot. Shit.
That's the best way to take off.
Well, goddamn.
Okay.
Thanks, Riz and Heavy, for thinking of me first. I am very flattered to get this award. I am very humbled by the love and appreciation that I'm getting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So my first question for you is, what is your sound as MStyleZ?
Well, basically, I'm kind of an old soul. You know, I really like my older music. If you catch me at home, a lot of the stuff that I listen to is like 70s R&B, or like 80s, which I kind of grew up on, like, you know, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, you know, but I am a hip hop R&B artist, for the most part. You know, my first EP that's going to be coming out is more hip-hop-ish, and, you know, my second EP that's coming out in July is going to be more R&B. So you're going to get, like, 2 sides to me. You know, but you can catch me any day, basically, just sitting around, like, basically, like, I'm an Amy Winehouse fanatic. As you can clearly see, I've already done, like, at Social Sundays, just for kicks, like, I've done one Amy Winehouse cover at Social Sundays, but I did another one, which was my first time performing in 10 years, was at the Somerville Social Club, and that was Valerie, and that's Yvette Wilkes' like favorite song of mine to sing. So I'll be doing it again one day to surprise her on Social Sunday, because I know how much she likes it.
All right, perfect. That's what I like to hear. Also, you already mentioned your influences being 70s R&B. What inspired MStyleZ, the name?
Well, this is a funny story. Okay, so, you know, when I was younger, I started off as, like, you know, just like Nicole Negosian, the government name. You know, I started off singing at a very young age, when I was 9. Mm-hmm. And basically, you know, I started off as that. And then as I got older and got into music, back in 2006, my friend Janelle actually used to call me Nikki MStyleZ. It was like a joke we had before I even got back into music again. And you know, I did a track with his Fat Pimp, and he was with Dub A, which is like Wally Sparks, like back in the day, like in the beginning of the Wally Sparks era. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm like, well, shit, I guess I need a name. So it was like Nikki MStyleZ. So, let me just tell you, the story of Nikki MStyleZ is like, she was a complete douchebag. And she died in a fiery car accident. And my middle name is Marianne. And so when I first came out, I was Marianne Styles. But then, like, we have Marianne Murray, and, you know, that could get mixed up. And not only that, but just like Marianne to me is like, you know, like, just, I just wanted to change it because it was my middle name, not my first name. So basically, you know, I always wanted to keep Styles because, like, that was, like, my signature part of it. So it was like, you know, I was Nikki MStyleZ, I was Marianne Styles, and then now I became MStyleZ. Mary is my aunt's name, Ann is my other aunt's name, rest in peace. And I just shortened it to M, just to make it easier on everybody, and for myself as well. So there it is, MStyleZ, here it is. Honestly, since I changed it, it's made my life a lot easier, considering I don't have to type it out all crazy. But so basically, that's how it all evolved. Was like, I'm almost like Prince. Like I changed my name like 8 times already. So, but MStyleZ is here to stay.
Okay, perfect. What would be actually better question? When did you find your passion for music?
Way back in 1989, I was chilling at my girl's house, my girl Annika, and you know, we all sitting around like the old school tape recorders, like when you had to press like the record button and the play button at the same time, like to record like a track. And we were all singing like Luther Vandross Here and Now, like taking turns. So like I would sing at home like on low key, nobody would like know. And like one day like we're all sitting around the tape recorder and like they're like your turn, and I'm just like like I was really insecure. And so I sang it and like they were blown away by it. And then one day we're at school, we're at gospel choir, and like there was you know, Miss Woodson, who was our gospel choir teacher, she was like, you know, had a new song for us to sing, Patti LaBelle, Simple Words. Make a long story short, they ratted me out, said like, hey, Nicole can sing. I opened my mouth, I sang, and then she was blown away. So it like solidified that my friends weren't messing with me, that I really could sing. And then like it went from there, and then she gave me From a Distance, from written by Julie Gold but performed by Bette Midler. I started singing that song. And that became like my mantra song through like the city of Cambridge. I did a lot of functions and stuff like that. And like to be recognized at such a young age, it made me realize like, hey, I must really have something. And basically I built from that. And so basically, if you want to get technical, I am MStyleZ, Nicole Negosian, a.k.a. MStyleZ, was established in 1989.
Okay. All right, give me just 1 second. This camera is card is running low. I'm gonna move it.
Damn, you don't play around, huh?
I fuck around, man.
I see.
I do not fuck. Your boy does not fuck around. All right. Okay, and as we are going, we are still. Don't forget, we are still taking questions from the audience. If you're watching,
oh, we got questions from the audience coming in. Wonderful.
We are going to be doing that. Is your entire family musical, or is it just you, the protege?
Actually, yes. My grandmother on my mother's side, she was a very good singer. My cousin Deanna, she actually basically sings for a living. She was on America's Got Talent. She was on Don't Forget the Words. You know, she basically has done a lot of ghostwriting for a lot of, you know, influential singers. Basically, my cousin Deanna, she's on the biggest grind of the whole family. But a lot of people in my family do actually sing. I have a lot of cousins who sing. My uncle, Tony, I guess, could sing like Elvis Presley, so they say. I don't know. I don't remember him singing, but I know that it runs very, very heavy, especially on my mother's side of the family. But my cousins on my dad's side and my grandmother can sing on that side of the family too. So I guess it was kind of meant to be either way for me. So yeah, basically there is a lot of musical talent in the fam.
Okay, perfect. Did you play an instrument?
Actually, when I was a kid, I got a keyboard, like a Casio keyboard. And I would listen to music and play it by ear just because, I don't know, I just did. And so, I mean, I know a little bit of piano. I was trained for a little while. However, I wouldn't sit there and call myself a pianist.
Okay. Okay, excellent. Now, let's see here. Any memories that came through music? Like, did you have any in your house? Like if a song had inspired you, like this great memory came up, or like graduation from high school, or
in regards to like musical influences, like in the home, my mother exposed me to many genres. I mean, from folk music to Broadway musicals, to R&B, you know, Stevie Wonder, you know, Ray Charles. I mean, you know, but then like we go for like folk singers like Tom Rush, and we have, you know, like good old Don McLean, and we were just talking about that, and you know, it's just I have a lot of different influences, but the one artist that always kind of touched me was Whitney Houston. Like, I was actually just watching a documentary about her. And I remember as a little girl watching her sing, like, The Greatest Love of All. It was like, you listen to that song and you really believe that you were the future. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like she sold that song so damn well. Like, you really believe that you... I'm not that I'm saying that you can't, but man, she made life sound real great when she sang that song. Yeah. So when it comes to influences, though, Whitney Houston really was the one that got my attention. Mariah Carey too, but after a couple, you know, albums, I hate to say, but she fell off. When it comes to one of like a really big thing in my music career was in 1997. I sang for President Clinton's inauguration with an organization called Save Our Youth. And that was a really big thing for me. You know, it wasn't just about like singing at the Mall of America, which has like a shitload of people. It was which was like, I get nervous performing at friggin' Antane on Sundays. And, like, I performed at the Mall of America in 1997. And I totally don't get, like, why I get nervous. But that was pretty cool. Like, you know, going to, like meeting John Kerry and going to the Pentagon. Like, you can't even get into the Pentagon if you tried now. You know what I mean? Like, I saw things and saw artists that were performing that I never thought I'd ever see. You know what I mean? Like, you know, seeing like Shaka Khan, Billy Joel, like I can't even name all of the people that were there, but it was like such a memorable experience, but such an achievement at the same time that it's just something that you just don't ever forget.
I feel that. I feel all of that. How many times do you practice music a day?
All right. So how I do it like this, it's like, for some reason, I'm a car singer. So, like, I'm in the car a good, like, 4, 5, 6 times a day. So, let's just say, like, that many times. Like, I put on my iTunes, and it, like, shuffles all these different songs at my radio station. And then whichever song just comes on that I just feel like getting into the groove of, I do. Because what they say is the best way to practice is with other people's songs.
That's true. No, I heard there was a theory where if you can't sing, you can perform a lot better in the car than you do anywhere else. Do you believe in that theory or no?
Yes, because the acoustics are better. Because it's more closed in space. It's almost like going into a recording box, with all due respect, if you think about it.
Okay. Now, let's talk about day-to-day MStyleZ. What do you do during your average? When you're not on the mic?
Let's see. Well, basically, it's like, you know, I'm a single mom, and so I have my daughter, and then basically, you know, during the day, I have to get, like, a lot of stuff done. I have a lot of appointments, you know, stuff that has to do with music, some of the stuff that I can kind of move towards during the day, when my daughter's at school is what I try to do. I have a lot of doctor's appointments, and then, you know, I get my daughter, usually cook dinner, chill out, go to bed, start a new day, you know, and then on the weekends, you know, I usually will have shows or things that I have to do. So basically, you know, I, for the most part, am kept busy.
Okay. All right. Now, word on the street is you just filmed your music video for your first single called Bean Girl Vibe.
Yes.
What is the motivation behind that song?
All right. So, shout out to Guy Legacy on this one.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. We have to do it over again. But what's up, man?
You don't have to shut it down. It's fine.
Hey, not much, man. Hey, I'm doing the interview with MStyleZ right now. Okay.
Alright. I'll leave in a second.
Alright, well, can you leave through Dave's room?
Oh no, I'm not. I have to go to Whiskey Saigon. Saturday, April 30th. Okay.
This is a behind the scenes shit, people. For kicks. This is what we do.
Yeah, that works. I'll call you then. All right, man, be safe.
Don't you just love that shit?
What, the be safe thing? Or?
No, not the be safe thing. The damn, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, like the phone calls, like, you know what I'm saying? When you do.
You're in the middle of the
like,
interview?
I mean, no shit, right? But hey, shit happens.
No, it really does. Okay, so what was the question that I had asked you previously?
Oh,
Being Girl Vibe. Yes, okay. I'm going to have to do this either from the top. Cause
okay, yeah. Tip it at top. Yeah, next question. Take 2.
All right, so word on the street is you just filmed your music video for your first single, Being Girl Vibe. I
did.
And how'd that go?
Pretty damn good. I had a lot of fun doing that. You know, I did it at Antame because it kind of all started there. You know, I started off doing social side. Well, I started off doing one show with the social club. Poison hit me up one day and was like, "Hey, you want to come down to the Somerville Social Club tonight and perform?" And I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm like, what am I going to do? Sit in my house and watch Netflix? Like, I might as well. I haven't performed in 10 years now, mind you. So, like, she was like, come down. So I'm like all nervous. I'm like ripping heaters, like smoking mad cigarettes, like so friggin' nervous. And like, so I picked Valerie because she liked the song. And I went down there and I started singing and like this and that. And, basically, then after that, I got hooked up through Guy with True Error, and then I just started like performing it. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry about that.
It is all good. It is all good. Don't worry about that. It happens. Was that your daughter or?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened. Was nobody on here, or did everybody just get kicked off?
I don't know. I mean, I'm tagging people as we speak.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on because, like, it doesn't say finished, but it looks like everybody got kicked off. It still says I'm live.
Yeah, that's
probably what happened.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just keep going.
I'm going to just keep tagging people along the way.
No, it's still tagged, I'm sure, because it never finished.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Let's see. We got that part. What was the motivation behind? That was the question I wanted to ask you. Okay, so I'm gonna just do that in 3, 2. What was the motivation behind Being Girl Vibe?
So, back in holy crap, 2015. No, because I just moved here. No, I moved to Arlington in 2015. So, had to be end of 16. I actually met Guy through Shay Rosa, and he hit me up, and he was like, yeah, I see you can sing this and that, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, why don't you do a song, you know, to I Gotta Have It. So I, you know, that's the LOG beat, and basically, you know, I kind of was like, what the fuck do I do with this beat? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I maneuver this? Like, I gotta do some justice to this beat. You know, this is LOG shit, you know, whatever. So I just, like, kind of just started writing, you know, and, like, you know, the melody, like, let me tell you about this girl from the beginning. And it's just, like, then, like, everything else flowed with it, like, you know. And I wrote the song, I recorded it. With Mr. Bob Brazy, Mr. 808, shout out to Mr. 808, you know, and I recorded it back in October of 2016, and here we are now in 2019, and the song is taking off. So it just goes to show you people, you can write a song a long fucking time ago, and that shit can just out of nowhere just pop the fuck off. And another thing that was awesome was shout out to Ed OG. He liked Being Girl Vibe, the video shoot like footage. That shout out to Ida Watkins for taking it. The live part, and he liked it, and then he liked the performance one, I believe, too. But I was psyched that he heard the song. Like, dude, NOG heard the song. Like, I was so excited, and the fact that he liked the tweet made me feel like awesome about it. Like, I've been waiting for that for so long, and he asked me to send him it, and I ended up sending it to him, and I don't know what is going on from there, but I thought it was pretty dope that he even acknowledged it. So that's how Being Girl Vibe kind of happened. It was kind of just listening to Ed OG beat, and it just reminded me of Boston, and it just kept going from there.
All right, word. So we got a question from Spike James.
Hey, Spike, he did my video.
Yeah. What are your goals in the hip hop game?
Yeah, you can. Okay, so I'm doing Coast to Coast on 420, and this is a goal which I think is like reaching real far. But I did some research, and there, as far as I know, has not been a female artist to win Coast to Coast. So I would like to, even if not first place, like maybe another place, but I would like to that would be an awesome goal. Also, you know, I just want to one of my goals for hip hop is to unify, because there's not a lot of artists out here doing that. And I figured to start off with female camaraderie, just because, females are, we're more, softer and empathetic, and, men are kind of more I don't give a fuck. And, hate to say this, guys, but maybe if the ladies get together, the guys will follow suit. I don't know, but, unity is definitely one of them. Basically, just my goals are just to keep reaching, and I'm starting, with short-term, goals. I started off kind of with okay, so now I'm going to register for BMI and ASCAP. Made that a goal. Bow, did it. Then I'm okay, now I need to get my business shit together. Got a tax ID number, went and got a DBA, went and did all that shit. Got all my stuff copywritten. This shit takes money. Doing performances, all that stuff. These things are goals that I had to achieve in order to make myself legit. And now that I have done that, I feel like I can go nowhere but up. So there's a lot of goals, basically, that I have. And so far, I've slayed a shitload of them. But I would actually like to really be the first female to win Coast to Coast. But, I mean, there's going to be some badass artists there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's my short term. And that's going to be at Maggie's Lounge on 420. I really want everybody to come. It is $10 a ticket. I'm not trying to advertise people, but kind of support me over here. That's what I'm talking about. Unity, support. And just come support the movement. And I'm also excited too, not to get off the subject, but with Coast to Coast, a lot of, artists that I do know are going to be performing that night. So it's you know what? I don't even give a shit if I don't win. I want somebody to win. Basically, and that's the way I'm looking at it. So, yeah. All
right. That was good. So when is Coast to Coast?
It's on 420 at Maggie's Lounge. And I want everybody to come. And, ladies, really, really try to come, because I went to the one in December with Yvette. Yvette, you can even attest to this. It was a sausage fest. Sausage, no way to get anywhere in there. Ladies, please come. I don't want to be the only one there. I don't like to be the minority, so come, please.
Okay, well, you heard it first from MStyleZ himself. 420, Coast to Coast at Maggie's Lounge. Is that
that's in Quincy.
Quincy, Massachusetts. Okay. And let me see what other questions that we have here for you. do you plan on collaborating with other artists?
Well, I actually have collaborated with a shitload of artists. And you'll notice that when I released my EP for Bean Girl Vibe, I am putting the collaboration I did with P. Garcia and Shay Rose of My Reality. That is going on the Bean Girl Vibe EP. Also, DC the musical artist, Good Good, is actually also going on the Bean Girl Vibe EP. And God, there's one more song. Oh, and a song I haven't released yet is called Heat Music Money, and I did that with Dub Bangers, and that beat is also Dub Bangers, and hit up Dub Bangers because he got the bomb ass beats. So I actually got 3 collabs on my EP for Bean Girl Vibe.
Okay.
And I do have other collaborations in the works. You know, nothing really etched in stone right now, but I have talked to a few people. Me and Dell are actually going to definitely do another song together. I was actually talking to Mr. Keys on doing something. Me and Nairi were actually talking. Marianne and me were talking. So there is definitely some people, you know, that I will be getting up with, and we will be making some dope ass music in the near future.
Ooh, I cannot wait. When you release it, where can we find your EP? And actually, when is it coming out?
So Bean Girl Vibe is actually coming out on 4/20, which is the same day as Coast to Coast. And I haven't decided if I'm going to release a Bean Girl Vibe video on 4/20 as well, just so I can be like, bow, 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 hit y'all 3 times with that shit. And so I'm thinking about just doing like a triple thing and just making it so like 4/20 is not only the day to just smoke a shitload of weed, people, it's also the day to celebrate like Bean Girl Vibe, Coast to Coast, dropping the video, all that good shit. And just, you know, celebrating, like, you know, basically what it's all about, you know, that Bean Girl Vibe. And all of us girls out here, you know, from Boston, you know, even not in Boston, the surrounding areas, because 617 just isn't over the bridge, it's over this side too. Just so you know, 617 is a phone extension area code. You know, basically just repping that. And a lot of, you know, I've noticed girls from, you know, from Boston, Massachusetts, wherever, they really can identify with their song, and I love it, you know. And it's like anytime I walk into Antane, it's like, if I was to dare say I am not going to be, like, performing, like, Bean Girl Vibe, like, on that Sunday, like, I think I would get chased out. So it's like there is never a Sunday that I cannot perform that song. Even if I don't want to perform, I have to perform.
That's fair. That's fair. It's kind of like your mantra.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it's gonna be for now. Well, it seems like it's gonna be forever, because that song is gonna be like attached to me. Like, it's gonna be on my gravestone. Like, it's that Bean Girl Vibe. Like, that's just gonna be etched underneath my friggin' name. Like, it's gonna be like Nicole Negosian, MStyleZ. It's that Bean Girl Vibe. She did it her fucking way. Like.
Alright, I like that. Okay, so do you have any advice for any beginners who might be going at your foot? Actually, let me just ask the question one more time. Do you have any advice for beginners?
Yeah, I do. First things first is, you know, get your stuff copywritten. Before you even throw anything on a platform, get it copywritten. Copyright.gov. Get on BMI or ASCAP. BMI is free. ASCAP is $50 per application. I did both. So, you know, just to be on the safe side. So just because, remember, your stuff is on BMI or ASCAP doesn't mean it's copywritten. You got to copyright it through copyright.gov. This all costs bread, people. Then, you know, you start off with a tax ID number. Or you can use your social. I suggest a tax ID number. Then you got to pull a business certificate from, you know, this is all real life shit you got to do. But if you're going to do your music and you're going to do it right, you got to protect your shit. Because I have seen artists that I am friends with that are probably going to watch this live and agree with me, that have gotten their shit stolen You know what I mean? And never had to go to court and get their royalties. And it's better if you have all your stuff, all your, T's crossed, I's dotted, so you don't have to go through that. So my advice to beginners is that, number one. That's only the first part. The next part is make sure you promote. And there's ways to promote without being annoying, like tagging people to every single one of your posts, to send it in their messenger. You can actually go on Twitter and do that, and it makes the same effect, and if anything, you'll actually get more followers. And people don't mind being hashtagged, believe it or not. Twitter is a really good platform. I don't care what anybody says. It's a very good platform to promote. Make sure you hit up all the platforms. Do not upload just one song into TuneCore or something. You're wasting your friggin' money. Make sure you have all of your stuff done, copywritten, all that, all your music ready to go, then upload it all as one. Save yourself a little bit of dough. Make sure that you get a good quality studio. If you got a lot of, what's the point of spending money in studio time if you're gonna have garbage, product? But always make sure, you promote, you have a good studio, you have all your business stuff lined up. I'm not saying report everything to the damn government, but I mean, when you do put your stuff on certain platforms like Spotify, iTunes, they do want TIN numbers. Or your social. Also, even with ASCAP and BMI, they ask the same stuff. So, if you're real, into getting your music shit, make sure you get on all the platforms. Reverb, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, all of them. Just get on all of them. And, make sure you promote it too, though. Just don't put your shit up there and then just expect people to find it. You got to promote it. Tag the people you know that are going to want to be tagged. Don't just tag anybody, any old person that you don't even know. And reach out to the people that are in your local hip-hop community for support. If you're going to tag people. Make sure you come out with just a quality product as a whole. And always stay humble. Just because you might have one track that's popping, humble yourself. Because for instance, I got Being Girl Vibe and a lot of great things are happening for me right now. But I have to stay humble. I have to center myself. And I have to just still be me. I'm still, Nicole at the end of the day, who's a single mom and has got real life shit. But then, on the weekends or whenever I'm performing, I'm MStyleZ. And I'm a whole different chick. So it's almost like I'm two different people, Superman and shit. So, but yeah, for beginners, basically, that's the best advice I can give. And in 1 second, there's going to be a bull in the china shop, I'm sure, coming up the stairs because my daughter will be coming home, so be prepared. But anyways, that's the advice I can give for beginners if that helps at all. If not, hit me up and I'll try to drop some jewels, but remember, the game is to be sold and not told. So. Okay,
excellent. Let's talk about some things that you might not be a fan of. Do you think that that's a lot harder being a female rapper than it is a male rapper?
Well, first I wouldn't call myself a rapper. I call myself more of a singer.
Or a singer. Or
a singer lyricist, so to speak. Yeah, absolutely it is. But that's see, it is hard for a female, and I hate to say it, but you gotta have a lot of balls if you're gonna do it as a female. You gotta have a lot of nuts, and you have to basically be I'm gonna do this on my own, how I'm gonna do this, and legit what I did was just I am tired of depending on anybody. Fuck just men, anybody. I didn't want to depend on no one. So I have my own studio that I got. I don't have to wait on anybody to go to a studio. I can call Bob right now if I wanted to and say, Bob, I'm coming right now to do a track, and Bob will say, okay, I will be ready right now for you. And basically it's hard sometimes for females to get studio time. Sometimes we don't have the budget. It's hard. A lot of us female artists are mothers. We have children to take care of. Luckily I've been fortunate enough to have, a little bit of a budget where I'm able to probably do certain things that maybe certain other female artists can't do. But listen, where there's a will, there's a friggin' way. And I can tell you that right now. And, I mean, it is harder though. And you gotta work definitely, if a man, is working 100%, a woman's gonna work 120.
Okay. Is there anything you dislike about the music industry as it is, or?
Really, in all honesty, the unity with like the hip hop community in Boston right now, really clearly sucks. And I'm gonna say that as frank as possible. I don't seem to understand why people just can't like get along and let go of the differences. Like, it's music. Like, let's all get together. If we could all stand together, maybe we all could, get somewhere. I'm not saying let's all stand together and get everybody in the door, because that's not how the shit works. You know what I mean? But support one another. If I like your shit, I'm going to tell you I like your shit. Why? Because I want you to keep going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, if you like somebody's art and you respect their art, show up at their show then. Share their stuff. Give a shit about other people's stuff, especially if they're giving a shit about yours. So, basically, if they're repping your stuff, give them the same respect and rep their stuff, but don't just rep it because they're repping it. Actually listen to their music. So, that's one of the things I noticed too. It seems like people like to just share things and like them, but it's dude, I look at my stats, dude. You didn't listen to my shit. You know what I mean? I know my stats. I have the extra super duper apps that give me all the analytics, so ain't nobody can get shit past me.
That's fun. I like that. I would highly recommend getting those.
Yeah, that's the other thing actually for beginners too. I hate to say it, but if you're gonna go on all these platforms, spend the goddamn money and get the memberships. The analytics help out a lot. And make sure you write down, because believe it or not, when you put your stuff on the music platforms, you can target different countries. And believe it or not, and I hate to say it, but a lot of places in Europe like our music more than we like our music. So there's a little tidbit on, if you're going to distribute your music and target, I definitely would look over towards Europe.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to answer a question about the art world. Let me see what other questions. Actually, let me ask you one other question, and you totally don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but what makes you angry?
Fucking assholes. I run into them every fucking day. You can ask my friends this, and I always say this. I should have a camera on me 24/7 because the shit that happens to me is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And, but what really makes me angry is this, there's a lot of things that make me friggin' angry. We could go into you kind of would have to be more specific with that question, I would think, because, there are a lot of things that make me angry. Would it be angry in the music world? Would it be angry in world events? Would it be angry in local events? What kind of angry?
Let's narrow it down to the art world and music and.
I would say the lack of unity, the gender bias, the non-support, the haterism that goes on, the gossip, not for nothing. I don't need to know other people's bullshit, so you don't really have to share it with me. But sometimes it seems like people like to just get around and run their mouth about people's shit when they don't even know them. And I think that's really whack, to say the least. So, or better yet, when somebody co-signs your name to shit that you didn't even say. I love that. So, that shit actually really pisses me off. And believe it or not, there's a lot of that shit that goes around in this shit.
Yeah, I believe the hell out of that. All right, now let's move back onto the more positive.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to mess up anyone's vibes. It's just like something.
I'm like, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about what would be the ultimate dream project. Like, it could be an album, it could be one song, it could be a couple of songs. Like, what would be your dream project or dream collaboration if you had the chance?
Okay, well, if I was to do a collaboration with anybody and that would blow my mind, would be like Stevie Wonder. Cause like I grew up on Stevie and I love him. And to be able to like collaborate with somebody like him who is like one of the greats, that would be absolutely like amazing. So yeah, that would be like my dream, is to like collaborate a song with him.
All right, perfect. Is there a particular place you go for inspiration? Like, do you go to Boston for your motivation, or do you travel out of state for your motivation?
There's actually a little spot around here. It's called 360. And if you go up to it, you can actually see the skyline of Boston from there. And it's so funny because I always go up there and I say to myself, like, damn, man, like, Boston's so close, it's so far away. I can see it from here, but it's like jumping through hoops to friggin' get over there, you know? So I go up there and I usually chill, and I actually write a lot of my stuff up there. Like, in the morning after I drop off my daughter, I grab a coffee, you know, roll a J, and start writing away.
Interesting. Okay. Let's do this. If you had, I guess let me just do this. If you had one superpower, what would it be? Just any random superpower.
Just shut my ex-husband's mouth up permanently. Because he don't know when to shut the fuck up. He's like a bitch. Sorry, I had to put that out there. But no. If I had one superpower, let's see. I guess it would be to disappear when I need to, like just go invisible, so like nobody knows I'm really there. Just because like sometimes I would rather not be seen.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. Okay, let's see here. What do you like? Actually, what do you like most about your work?
The realness. You know, I have I have a lot of fun with the stuff that I write, and it a lot of it will just come out of a lot of the shit that I, you know, go through and deal with. And you know, I just like enjoy just being creative and having fun and like listening to something and getting like a little gimmick or idea out of it. And so yeah, like that's kind of, I guess, what for the most part I enjoy.
Okay. Let me just see if there's anything else. Now, actually, we do have a few viewers from here. So, let's see. It's Tiffany Drama is watching. Guy Legacy is watching.
Hey!
I even think Keytar Bear, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I love Keytar!
Yeah, I see him all over the place in Boston.
I love him. He is the best.
He's really awesome.
Down to earth dude, yo. And he sounds as fuck. I respect your gangster, Keytar. I respect your gangster all day.
He really is. Okay. Let's see here. So you mentioned that you perform in public. Do you perform in one spot specifically, or are you looking to?
Well, it seems like I've kind of gained a residency at Antane on 31 India Street on Social Sundays. So it seems like basically for the most part, if you want to see me perform, you basically can come down to Social Sunday, and I will be performing Bean Girl Vibe because the girls that come down there will have it no other way. So, and then I am doing the show Coast to Coast on 420. So, but every Sunday you can catch me. Social Sundays, Feed the Streets, True Era Entertainment, MStyleZ Productions. Holla.
Now, is the Coast to Coast at 420 your first competition? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
And I actually have been applying for other ones. Coast to Coast was funny though because I saw it on like Facebook, like if you want to like do it, like subscribe now or whatever, like put your stuff in. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. So I put it in. And all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, like you've been picked for Coast to Coast. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! Like this must be a joke. Like someone's playing a joke on me. But yeah, so like I got picked and like here I am. Okay. So yeah, first real competition I've had in many years, but I have competed in the past.
Okay. Let's talk about when's your birthday?
July 17th. I'm a Cancer.
Actually, so is my goddaughter. She's actually, I think it's the exact same day too.
Wow. Good birthday.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you what the horoscope sign was too, but you already answered that, so it's perfect.
Yep, I'm a Cancer.
Let's see here. How do you handle mistakes during a performance?
Usually for the most part, like I'll probably say like something stupid like last week when I performed. I'm like, oh, I fucked up. like I said it like right while I'm singing the song, and then and that's my loud daughter.
Don't talk to me.
See, this is what it's like having 6 years. See. Anyways, let's edit that out.
Yeah, let me try that one more time. Oh man, okay. So, I forget what the question was. Let's go.
Oh, my birthday.
Yeah, you were talking about your birthday, July 17th. Then, shoot, what time was it? Oh, yeah. Here's a question. What drew you to? Well, what's your creative process?
Like when it comes to like writing songs.
Yeah.
I start with a beat, then get a chorus, and then from the chorus I write the verses.
Now, where do you get your beats from?
From Dubs, from Bob. Sometimes me and Bob will make beats together. I've gotten beats from other people who are just basically beat makers that have like thrown beats at me. I have used a couple free type beats for kicks. But those ones I usually use as remixes. I don't put those, except for Bean Girl Vibe. Other than that, all the other beats are either mine or I have bought.
Okay, perfect. Now, is there someone you want to give a shout out to? I don't know how much time you have, or.
I mean, shit, if I knew that, I'd have written it down on my phone. I have so many people to shout out, I mean.
Oh, so shout them out anyways.
Damn, oh God. I mean, I want to shout out to, like, Mass Movement, Pretty Poison, Guy Legacy, True Era Entertainment, Heavy, Riz, Lenny Linguini, Splishin' and Splashin', Billy Biscuit, Nairi, Marianne, Melissa, who is one of my models under MStyleZ Productions, Franny, let's see, Quest, I want to give a shout out to, Young Vic, I want to give a shout out to, FMG, I want to give a shout out to them, let's see. Oh, damn. If I'm forgetting anybody, I really apologize, but I'm having like a serious friggin' brain fart right now. But there's so many people that I can thank that like I would really have to write a list. A lot of people have like looked out for me, given me advice, have, really like helped me out a lot where like and giving me like the tools. Actually Don Hazel, I wanted to shout out. Actually, Spike James, Chad Palmer, they're doing my video, Being Girl Vibe. Like, how can I forget them? Ida, what's up? Let's see. Thank you for doing my live that night. Yvette Wiltz, Jonathan Green, Padma Scott, V Lopes, Joel Pierre, I don't know if I already said him, Desi Chamberlains, Germ G, give a shout out to my homegirl Annika from back around the way. All my West Cambridge homegirls, NC54 all day, repping it. Basically, if I forgot anybody else, like, I'm a total asshole, and I'm sorry, but I'm horrible at this shit. But I want to give a shout out really to everybody who has, like, hit me up. My Bean Girls, thank you for your support. Other artists that hit me up and give me the encouragement. Out Products is another one I want to shout out. Wally, want to shout out Wally. He's coming back with the Air to the Streets. That's some dope shit. Let's see. I mean, just there's so many people that have really, really looked out for me. Bay Holla, another person I give much respect to. She's definitely on her grind. Good shit. And I know I had already mentioned Poison. That's I love Poison. You know what I'm saying? She really, really gives me a lot of advice, and and she supported me from the beginning. So I really want to give a shout out to her, like extra shout out, and Guy Legacy too, because without Guy, believe it or not, Being Girl Vibe wouldn't exist. So I really, really, give him a lot of props and much love for him. Del Collins, shit. P. Garcia, Shay Rosa, Dub Bangers, Jay Dags, Bob Brazy, Mr. 808, he's my engineer. See, now they're all coming back slowly but surely.
Again,
I think I'm basically at the end of my shout outs. Shout out to Jamal, what's good? And my kids, Damon and Dave, and God and my parents, and yeah, I think we got everybody.
I think that's everyone. All right, perfect.
And shout out to you for listening to my bullshit.
I was like, oh man, this is beautiful. Okay, so let's see. I guess after your EP comes out, what will be next?
When Being Girl Vibe comes out 4/20, listen, people, I'm having a nicotine fix, so I'm smoking a cigarette, freaking little bit. So this is what I mean about branding MStyleZ, just so you know, what you see is what you get. Like, I don't change for nobody. Like, and besides, who really wants an artist who's a dead fish anyways? Don't you want a bitch with charisma? Just saying. Being Girl Vibe is coming out on 4/20, so that's going to be my first EP. And then on July 17th, which is my birthday, which is my 40th birthday, the Divorce Papers is coming out. That's my other EP. The crazy shit that happened was when I went to go and figure out what I was going to do for my EP, I realized I had too many songs. So I'm like, hold on, I have to make now 2 EPs just because I'm going to. You know what I mean? Why not? So I had, 5 songs for Being Girl Vibe, and then I had 5 other like R&B type of ballads, basically in reflection of my ongoing divorce right now. So the reason why I'm releasing it in July 17th, because it's my 40th birthday, and I called it the Divorce Papers because that's what's going on. And it's also just going to be a liberating day for me, because I'm going to start off my 40s the right way. So, 30s were tumultuous, so see what happens in the 40s.
All right. Actually, Keychopper even gave you a shout out. He was like, huge fan.
I love him. I'm a huge fan of his too. I love Guitar Bear. We need to do a collab.
I was just about to say, you should do a collab with Guitar Bear.
I would love to, dude. You know what, Guitar, tell me where you're going to be next week. I'm going to come down there, and I'm just going to start singing with you while you're playing the keyboard and shit. That'll be some good shit. That'll be fun.
I got to find out if he has an album. I think he does.
Guitar, actually, you know, I want to say this too. When I was having some problems with my son a few months back, you know, he had inboxed me and we had talked about things, and he gave me some really, really good advice. So, you know, shout out to Guitar, not just for being like just a dope musician, but being a dope fucking person. And I really, really appreciated everything, you know, all the advice and, you know, talking to me and, you know, giving me some coping mechanisms not to kill my child, my grown child, by the way, just so you don't think I'm beating up minors. I do have a 20-year-old son. But yeah, like, shout out to Guitar, though, for looking out. Like, 'cause that shit was some real shit.
All right, word. I fuck with that. I don't, what else can I ask you? Because, like, I mean, I'm not doing anything until 7:30, so.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I have all the time in the world.
What time is it now?
It's only 4.
Oh, damn. But you gonna interview me for 3 more hours?
Nah, I don't know, can you do it?
I mean, I can talk my ass off for 3 hours. I mean, for the most part, just let me get some food and some friggin' munchies and shit.
Okay, cool. So we're going to take a quick break. We got to get some food in our system. And yeah, so that was part 1 of the MStyleZ interview. We'll be back right after these messages. This message brought to you by True Era Entertainment, Feed the Streets TV.
StyleZ, baby.
All right. Okay.
I mean, I'll save that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I have so much I need to like dump onto my card. It's ridiculous.